Morning, Reds. How are we doing here? Sam here for United People's TV. Now, we're only 3 days away from the game against Spurs, but as always, transfers. There's still lots going on. There's still lots that United have to get done, actually, in quite a short space of time. We're here. We don't know whether De Gea is staying or not. Di Maria hasn't been officially announced as gone yet. So there's still some big movements happening. Let's take a look at the reports. Now, the latest on De Gea. Again, nothing's really changed. United are still standing firm, and it doesn't look like Real Madrid want to pay that, but it could change. And we've got L'Equipe in France, who are saying that Hugo Lloris will replace De Gea when he leaves for Real Madrid. Whether that would be this summer or next summer, don't know. We're all hoping not this summer. Because if we manage to keep De Gea after the season we've had, the summer transfer window we've had, that would just be the icing on the cake. For me, keeping De Gea was always the number one objective this summer. So if we can do that at the same time as signing Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin, Darmian, Depay, Romero, probably Pedro, that's looking very likely. We'll cover that next. Then that is a superb summer, although we really could do with a centre-back. But it doesn't really look like we're going to sign one, unfortunately. I don't think so, anyway. Let's move on to here. As I said, Pedro. Now, the latest reports on this is that Pedro's farewell game for Barcelona will be tonight. They are playing in, I think it's called the Joan Gamper game. It's their founder of their club. And they're playing tonight. It's a sort of annual event. And with the Super Cup coming up, there's reports from Sport.es in Spain who are saying that Barcelona want to hang on to him until after that, mainly because of fitness issues, etc., etc. But with Angel Di Maria now, he's passed his medical and he's on his way to Paris today to complete his move. That would mean that Di Maria out, Pedro in straight away. I think that's what we're waiting for with the Pedro deal. We're waiting for Di Maria to be pictured smiling, holding up his PSG shirt, and that will pave the way for Pedro deal to be pushed through. And it should all happen quite relatively quickly. I mean, as I said, we've got Spurs in 3 days. Louis van Gaal want to get this done before then. Let's hope it will get done. It doesn't mean it can't be finished during the transfer window. We've still got 27 days of the window still being open. So there's still lots of time for it to go on. But once the season started, I mean, we've got Spurs, then we've got Villa, then we've got Champions League qualifier, then we've got, I think, Newcastle, then another Champions League. We've got like 5 or 6 games in August. It's not the best time to be faffing around doing transfers at the same time, is it? No. Another transfer rumour here. This one comes from the Sunderland Echo, who are saying that talks have been held between United and Sunderland for a loan spell for Adnan Januzaj. Now, let me know in the comments below whether you think this would actually be a good thing for Januzaj. Because let's be honest, he does face some serious competition this year at United, doesn't he? We've got Memphis, we've got Mata, we've got Pereira, who's probably a couple of notches above Januzaj now because of his performances in the pre-season. Maybe Fellaini, Herrera. There's a lot who can play in these central positions. And Januzaj, his most effective spot has always been the number 10 role. I just don't think he's got the strength to really dominate on the wing, just like a Memphis. I mean, Ashley Young does it. I suppose he's not the strongest person in the world. And Januzaj has bulked up a little bit. To be fair to him, he did a fitness regime in Dubai with Luke Shaw off his own back, on his own choice, which is a good thing to see. But let me know what you think, whether a loan spell was right for Januzaj. I was always adamant that staying at the club, learning from Louis van Gaal, training with him and training with the first team would be more beneficial. But it all depends on the quality of the loan spell. We've seen previously Angelo Henriquez went to Wigan and that was shocking. He hardly played at all. Nick Powell went to Leicester. I'm not even sure he even played. If a player is going to go on loan and they play week in, week out, whether it would be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it doesn't matter. If they play regularly, then a loan spell is good. If they go to sit on a bench and learn from a different coach and a manager, then that's the wrong thing. And it's quite hard to judge. I would argue that Januzaj is good enough to go straight in that Sunderland team. And obviously, let's not forget that his first bursting into the scene was from his 2 goals against Sunderland. So their fans will have bad memories of him, but know his qualities. And to finish off, we'll have a quick look through some of the comments you guys left us yesterday. Daniel Torres saying he's lost respect for Di Maria. Now, I don't think the word snake is appropriate for how we're talking about Di Maria. Let's be honest, he's not a snake. He came to United, he's left after 12 months. Arsenal fans would consider Van Persie a snake because he left Arsenal for United after 7-8 years as an Arsenal player. Di Maria's he's got no backbone. He's wimping out. He's walking out the back door with his tail between his legs, but he's not a snake. He's just not got the drive or the bottle to really want to make the most of it. I think Mesut Ozil had a very bad first season in England, and he turned it around. Di Maria didn't fancy it. We're better off without him. Michael Dillon corrected an error I made yesterday. Pedro is 28. I think he turned 28 a few days ago. So, sorry, Pedro. Got Lee McKenna saying that he hopes that we sign a centre-back and a striker, but after Pedro, he thinks that will be it. Now, I would argue that Pedro is the attacker that we're going to be signing. I don't think Van Gaal is going to go for an out-and-out striker. I think he's going to go for versatile players. We already know he loves versatile, multifunctional players. He loves players that can play on the left, the right, the centre, potentially up front too, behind a supporting striker. This season, you do feel there's going to be a lot of pressure on Rooney to stay fit. And if he does get injured, not really sure what United are going to do with their options. We've got James Wilson, maybe Memphis Depay will play as a centre forward rather than a supporting striker. We do have options, but they won't necessarily be natural, pure strikers. They will be attacking midfielders who are pushed slightly further up the pitch. It's a dangerous game to play, but Van Gaal's putting a lot of eggs in Rooney's basket if he doesn't sign a new striker. And I get the feeling that he won't. Let's go for one more comment. Dr. Chunky Biscuit, nice name. Wondering whether Raphael going to Lyon was a sweetener for us to sign Lacazette. Now, that is a football manager's dream in terms of playing the game. I don't think we're signing Lacazette. I think we've got a lot of players like him. He can play a little bit more central, a little bit more as the attacking striker, but we're literally saturated with these players. If you look at Januzaj, Depay, Mata, Fellaini can play there, Herrera can play there, Pedro when he comes in can play there, Young plays on the wings. I think we're sort of stacked in that position. I don't think we're going to be signing somebody like that. In an ideal world, we sign a new centre-back. We all know we need a new centre-back. Now, who is the centre-back that you think we could potentially still sign? Can we? Won't we? John Stones? Sergio Ramos? Let's not even mention him. I'm so glad I'm not talking about Sergio Ramos every day now. That got boring. Well, that's it for today's UPTV Transfer Daily. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and watching. Subscribe if you're new and like the video. It always helps. And we'll see you tomorrow with some more transfer news. See you later.